Hey everyone, here's our daily meditation for today, the 3rd of June. There are many things that contemporary Christians are good at, and indeed many things that we can rejoice in. My subject matter today is perhaps an exception, as I deal with the subject of correction. Then again, the verse we're looking at today suggests that receiving correction or adjustment to our attitudes and practices from God has always been something of a problem for the human heart. Our text for today comes from the book of Proverbs and chapter 3, which, as I've mentioned before, comes from the first section of that particular book, which primarily deals with the search and praise of wisdom, which is founded upon the fear of the Lord. So Proverbs 3, 11 and 12 says this: "My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline or be weary of his reproof. For the Lord reproves him whom he loves, as a father the son in whom he delights." The directive here is that we do not despise, reject, or make light of the chastening hand of God in our lives. This begs the question of how we might do this. My estimation is that this starts with us not recognizing his hand in our trials and situations, or by not confessing its benefit even when we may not understand it, or by not acknowledging our need for it when it comes. It's hard to remember that God has a purpose in our correction. Sometimes God chastens and corrects us in order to circumvent worldly ambitions. At other times, it may be in order to remove self-righteous pride or delusions of self-sufficiency. What is amazing here, though, is God's motivation. It is because God is not weary of us that he chastens us. So do not grow weary of him. You see, the child of God is never punished because of Christ's work on the cross. He has taken our punishment for us. However, the child of God is often reproved and corrected because of Christ's work on the cross. God will not give up his work of transformation and sanctification because Christ has made us eternally his. God doesn't delight in our suffering, but he does delight in us as his children through Christ. And so he can send and use suffering in order to shape and mold us into the image of Christ. Alas, this transformation is oftentimes uncomfortable. Yet we are called to bear up under it, acknowledging the Father's love and goodness to us in and through it all. There may be nothing virtuous or good about the situations in which we may be suffering right now, but there is virtue and goodness in the one who sends it, and there is much love for us too. God bless.